Greetings at Cairo. This is Fashayo, and I guess this is a yoga journal. I don't know. I've been slack, I know. Um, but I wanted to share something with y'all. Yesterday, in class, we started talking about, I forget what it's called, but anyway, I call it energy work. So we were talking about chakras. And we explored, a couple of different topics, and um, but we did an experiment. And I'm going to try to explain it to you in a way that actually makes sense because I didn't do such a great job trying to explain it to my husband last night. One of my classmates was sent down to the end of the dock and, like, out of earshot. While she was down there, our teacher, Leslie, told us, gave us instructions on what to do. So our instructions were, first, when our classmate came back, she was going to stand in front of us. When she came back and stood in front of us, we were supposed to send her basically happy thoughts of abundance and bliss and love, and shower her in light, and and I can't remember if that's what Leslie said, but that's what I heard. But just send her more than enough. And so then the second thing that we're supposed to do was to send her just enough, nothing bad, but just enough. Nothing negative, but just almost like saying, I hope you always have. It's a poem, I think, that talks about always having enough. I always hope you have enough. And then the third thing we're supposed to do was to send her abundance again. So she comes back, and Leslie asked her to hold her arm out straight to the side. And so Leslie pushes down on it. You probably had it, if you've ever had to go to the hospital or something like that. They'll tell you, to test your strength. They'll have you hold your arm out, and they'll, push down on it. So, of course, she was able to resist the push. So, that was just to test it. So we sent her love, light, abundance, bliss, all the fabulousness that's, available in the world. And she was still able to resist when Leslie pushed down on her hand, on her arm. Then we sent her enough. Just enough. Nothing bad, but just mediocrity. And she was able to push her arm down. And then the third time, we sent her love, light, abundance, bliss, all the fabulousness of the world, and she was able to resist. So basically, it spoke to when we send people just all this fabulousness, that they're able to resist all just the rough and tumble that comes with life. We can enable other people to do that. We can strengthen others that way. And if she got weaker with just mediocrity, I can only imagine what happens when, somebody is offered worse. So anyway, the reason I decided to journal this particular morning is because, basically I got a text last night. Now we had a really long, we had a really long night last night. It was so fun though. We were like doing yoga in black dark. It was fabulous. Like with one little teeny tiny flame of a candle. It was so witchy. Anyway, it was just fabulous for reasons unspoken. So anyway, but last night when I got home, I got a text that somebody needed to come and come early this morning. One of my clients needed to come early this morning because somebody that she knew was sick. And the person, it's not the greatest of circumstances, but people responded and started spreading really rumors about it just being, oh, he's just knocking at death's door, all this horrible, unfounded energy. So I was giving her an example, telling her about what we did yesterday. And because it's like you got to understand what you send out to people, especially when they're already weak, especially when they're already down. This person is already not well, and sending out messages and stuff saying, oh, they're just gravely this, and oh, they're dying, and oh, it's just horrible, and you got the person dead and buried already. So, and these are people that are part of a faith-based organization. And not only are these people that are part of a faith-based organization, but these are the authority figures in a faith-based organization. But I think sometimes we understand the concept of faith, but we don't really understand the application of it as it pertains to energy. And as it pertains to that, faith can also be translated as a transfer. Bye, babe. Love you. It can be explained as a transference of energy, as almost like those superheroes, how you'll see some of them build up all this strength, and you'll see them glowing and glowing and glowing, and then they shoot out all this energy forward. That's basically how prayer works. That's how love and light works. That's how all those things work. Carl, babe. That's how all those things work. But it was just interesting to learn it yesterday and to be able to, I guess, pay it forward this morning. And what was even more interesting was to have the person not be offended, because I was able to present it in a way that wasn't offensive, that wasn't me trying to convince them that what they believed was wrong and what I was saying was right. You can make it into what it needs to be so that they can hear you, because at the end of the day, this person who's not well needs love and light and healing energy and all those things. That's what they need. It doesn't really matter what we call those energies. The fact is that's what they need. But on a lighter note, well, that was a light note, I think. But last night was fabulous. We stood there and watched the stars. We saw one star was changing red, white. And no, it was not a blinking airplane. My classmate even saw a shooting star. I missed it, but she made a wish. So, it was just really nice, because it was like the darkness took away some of your senses. Well, not just some of your senses, your sight. And it made me think of when we did the exercise we did. One time we did yoga with bandanas on our eyes, so we couldn't see anything. And it was really interesting, but it was interesting to have a natural bandana being under the cloak of light. And there's something to be said about being under the fall equinox full moon with two other women close to water. That whole nother video. But it was, I came home charged up when I should have been worn out. This morning I'm sore and I need to be on the heating pad, but it was pure perfection. It could not have been better. It literally gave me life. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all this morning. Because yoga is all that. Yoga is sharing, yoga is learning, it is the asanas, it is the historic philosophy, but it's even, in my opinion, it's even the sharing of the philosophies, the modernized version, I guess, of your philosophies that you learn as you go. The ways that you're able to make it attainable to others in this day and time. In English and across what could possibly be religious boundaries sometimes. And that to me is what it is, because yoga started out as a whole thing to make it accessible to everybody. It was about making it accessible. It was the one thing, I think, that didn't have, this whole caste system. Now, I will say, I do believe that there was a lack of the feminine energy, but I could be wrong. Anyway, we'll look at that later. Because a lot of the references some of the poses make references only to, having male genitalia, as a point of reference. So, because patriarchy, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, this weekend was fabulous, period. But yesterday was amazing. So I really enjoyed myself. So I guess that's it for the morning. I hope that your day is more than you could ever imagine. I hope that it is just pure fabulousness. I hope that you are surrounded in light, love, abundance, and bliss, and that you're able to send that out toward other people. And for folks who are still stuck in the stagnation of not wanting to do that, may life teach you in order that you will be better. Ashe, ashe, asheo, odabo.